Hello, dear friends. This is KD Ahire, and currently we are studying the certificate course that is Rural Entrepreneurship Development. This course is offered by the BBA department, KTHM College Nasik, under UGC Stride scheme. So, dear friends, in our this session, we are going to deal with very important topic that is project formulation. So here in our previous session, we have studied about the various project identification and selection criteria. So based on those various criteria, we can able to select the appropriate project for our. In our today's session, we are going to study about the project formulation and how to formulate the projects and what type of aspects and what are the various aspects that need to be considered during the project formulation. So the learning objective behind our today's session, that is the learner will learn about the project formulation. That is very very important and one of the major steps in entrepreneurship development. So friends, let's start the project formulation. So here the project formulation is nothing but the it is a concise exact statement of a project to set the boundaries or limit of work to be performed by the project. So here it is nothing but it is one of the important steps, and it is the study or it is the statement exact statement of a project. So the expert can be do the project formulation, right? Because here the expert have the relevant knowledge about the business or the respective projects. So he can use his expertise and he can do the project formulation, and he can based on his study he can uh, just find out some kind of conclusion, and to through this project formulation some kind of boundaries or limitations of the work can be set. So here in project formulation, what are the various aspects that need to be considered for our business, or whatever business we are going to start, that we are going to consider. So the project formulation exercise is done with a view to. So here, why we should go for the project formulation. So in project formulation, first here why we should here consider the project formulation, that is to understand various dimension of the project from a very broad angle. Here through the project formulation, here we can understand the various dimension of our project. So again here all aspects of our project. So again here it's like a 360-degree angle of our projects, all types of dimension. It may be positive or it may be negative, right? So all types of dimension can be studied in the project formulation. So through the this project formulation we can able to understand the various dimension of our projects from a very broad angle. Again uh, here the broad angle is necessary. So in detail study of all kinds of dimension of the projects is can be done in the uh, project formulation. Even to facilitate the project authorities to take a decision as whether it is going to be, or here based on this report of the project formulation, so the project authority will make aware about again yes we should take the decision or not, or based on the this the report of this project formulation, the project authority they will decide the what type of action can be taken, right? So again it will provide the project authority to take a decision as whether it is going to be, or then next is beneficial for the organization to conduct a detailed feasibility study or not. So here again it will provide the important things to the organization. So either conduct a detailed feasibility study or not. So if the project formulation report is providing some kind of very negative things of our project, so here the project authority can decide and they can leave the project also, or they may go for some kind of appropriate things, or they can search the proper solutions, or so many things are there they can do if they find out any kind of negative things in the projects. So even otherwise the project idea may be drop at this stage without processing or probably any further. So if they get or through the project formulation they find out here not feasible to implement the project, so they can um, uh, drop the projects at this stage only, because at initial stage only they drop the projects, and they can uh, here simply uh, here avoid to uh, go forward. So here therefore this is very essential step of the project formulation, or overall in entrepreneurship development, or this to start any kind of business. Again, a well formulated project is the one which present a very unbiased picture of a project idea in more clear cut terms with regard to all the above factors. So uh, a well formulated project is, the unbiasedness should be there, right? So clear cut, whatever may be, it may be positive side, it may be negative side, it may be any kind of benefits or risk, or even whatever uh, aspects that has been studied in the during the project formulation. So clear cut and unbiased picture should be know, uh, presented in the project formulation. So here authorities can take the appropriate decision based on this statement of the project formulation. So well formulated project is one which present the very unbiased picture of the project idea. So that is again a very essential thing in the project formulation. Then the project authorities should use the information generated through the formulation exercise to identify the deficiencies and gaps, and take remedial measures ahead of time. So here again one of the important benefit of the project formulation, that is the project authorities will get the all types of risk or even gaps are involved, right, in their business at a very initial stage only through the project formulation exercise. And here they are identified all these risk and gaps are involved in their business at initial stage, so they will get sufficient time to find out the appropriate remedies overcome through these various problems, or it may be risk or gaps that will be there in their business. So here the project formulation will provide the very uh, here very help, very useful help, or here we can say very essential or very important things to the entrepreneurs, or maybe projects authorities, so they can able to take the appropriate action at the initial stage only. Then the project leading to loss in terms of money, time, and desired output needs immediate attention. So again, through this project formulation, here if the business or it may be project is leading to loss in terms of money, okay, or even time. So immediate action or immediate attention should be taken towards our the project ideas or our projects. Then a pre-investment study and investment decision in any projects in the government should become the important function. So again the project formulation is nothing but the pre-investment study. right, of our business. So here we have not invested anything yet, but through this pre-investment study, so it will help us to take the investment decision of any projects. And in the, again, at government level also, again, if we have done very appropriate project formulation, you have very accurate project formulation statement, so again it will help to the government as well as the funding agencies, or even banks, or even if you are seeking to take the benefit of any government scheme, so it will help them to take the accurate decision or proper decision on your business. So it will also help us to take the financial help from these various funding agencies. When the preparation of detailed feasibility report should be undertaken only when there are evidence of number of positive indicators go for the projects. So here, uh, preparation of the detailed feasibility report of our projects, if we are getting the positive indicators of our projects, right, if we are selecting the business and which have a very no, we can say the negative indicators, or maybe have a very large number of problems or risk are involved in your project, so better way to avoid to enter in such types of business. So thing is that before going to make the detailed feasibility report of our business, so here we have to consider through these the project formulations, we have the more evidence of the positive indicators, right, then we can go for the projects. Even during the pre-investment study, the technical assessment, economic appraisal, even inputs analysis, then project design, cost analysis, such things can be assessed whether the inputs that are required for the project's implementation are available. So all these aspects of the various project formulation can be considered. So in during the pre-investment stage of our business. So such inputs are identified and quantified so that it become an important input for the cost benefit analysis of the projects. So during this stage, the various inputs has to be identified and quantified. So again here the assessment of all these inputs can be done, and this will again helpful for the cost benefit analysis of our project, because here in project formulation, the cost benefit analysis again can be uh, done by the experts. So the projects has also be assessed from the point of view of social benefits. So here the social benefits of our projects also need to be considered. So because in future, if your project is socially more benefited, so you will have the very great scope and future in for your business. Even uh, this social aspects of our business again will have the more value in the society as well as in market, and government also positively think about your business. When the funding agencies will also positively consider our business. So therefore, the assessment of our business as social benefit point of view here can be done or need to be considered in the project formulation. Or most of the urban development projects are aimed to achieve direct and indirect social benefits. So again here not only urban but again here rural development projects also, but mostly urban development projects are aimed to achieve the direct and indirect social benefits. So uh, these social benefits again has considered in the pre-investment analysis or pre-investment assessment, that is the project formulation. So here all projects has to undergo through the different processes of uh, preparation from the conceptual stage. So what are the various stage? So this stage, for example, pre-investment planning, right? So pre-investment planning, in which the identification of projects and preparation of projects. So these are the pre-investment plannings. Next is a project appraisal. So what type of various different types of appraisals are there? So in our next session, we are going to see what type of project appraisals are there. Even controlling and monitoring, right? So controlling and monitoring stage, again operation and maintenance stage. So these are the post investment plannings. So every project has to undergo these various stages. And even last one is a evaluation and feedback for correction. So it's a, again it's a continual improvement process. So therefore the last step is the evaluation. So continuous evaluation of our projects, whatever projects we have started or whatever this we have started or implemented. So continuous evaluation and feedback can be taken from the various stakeholders who are directly or indirectly in our business, and based on the feedback we can go for the further improvement or correction. So in project formulation, so project formulation is assessing the project ideas. So we know that project formulation is nothing but the assessing the project ideas. So either our project is really feasible or not, or we can go for the implement or to start our business or not. So assessing the project ideas can be done in the project formulation. Then the assessing the project components. So already we have identified the various projects components. So again, to make the assessment or analysis of all these projects components can be done in the project formulation. Again, analyzing the components with the help of specialist. So again here, in project formulation, specialists can be use their expertise, and they can do the project formulation, and they can study the various components are involved in the project. So the analysis the component with the help of specialists, that is the step in project formulation. Again, assessment of an investment proposals, right? So here, as an investment point of view, the assessment can be done, and can study the in detail analysis of these assessment proposal. What are the stages which are involved in the project formulation? So in project formulation, the various stages are there, and through these various stages we can the project formulation. For example, feasibility analysis. So what is by feasibility analysis? So here feasibility analysis, in which we have to think. Actually, this is therefore this is the first step of the project formulation, right? So in feasibility analysis to examination, uh, here we have to see the detailed investment of the proposal, right? So here in this stage only we have to think either yes, our project is feasible or not. Whatever investment we are going to make in our projects, or we are going to invest for our projects or our business, either is it feasible or not, right? If it is feasible, then we can move, move forward, right? If we found that yes, the this project is not feasible, not in my capacity, we have various types of issues, problems, many risks are involved, right? Even demand for my products or services, it will not be there. So again, here we can drop our ideas. So feasibility analysis can be done. Even through this feasibility analysis, we can do the screening for internal and external constraints which are involved in our business. All types of components, all types of constraints should be considered. It may be internal or external. All constraints can be assessed in the feasibility analysis. And here, in feasibility analysis we have to make some kind of conclusion, right? The entrepreneurs has to make some kind of conclusion, like the project idea seems to be beneficial, so here feasible. For example, beneficial means not beneficial, it's a feasible, right? So based on the feasibility analysis, you came to know, yes, our project ideas, right, are feasible, so we can go ahead. Or maybe the project idea is not feasible, either feasible or not feasible. So maybe you have identify various types of gaps, or even various types of risk problems that you think. So you may say that yes, the at feasibility analysis, the project ideas is not feasible, or it may be possible that unable to arrive at a conclusion, right? Here you are not able to take the decision. It may be it's feasible, or here your project is not feasible. So it may be happen due to the inadequate data. So here you have not sufficient data with you, and therefore due to lacking with the data, here you may not able to decide either whatever idea I have, and this idea is feasible or not. So it may be happen. So this is first stage. Then even a technical analysis, right? So in technical analysis, so uh, the choice of optimal technology, even plan and design need to be considered. So all the technical aspects of our business that we have to study at the initial stage only. So choice of optimal technologies. So even you may have various option in front of you with respect to the technology. So the selection of or choice of optimal technology, which is again beneficial for you, which will again have the positive side on your business, right? It will positively impact on the quality as well as quantity of your products, or your enterprise, or entire your business. So even the plan of design. So these are various aspects to the technical things that has to be considered in this stage. One specifications and standards which are involved in your business, to the technologies that you are going to adopt. So again, demand for the project's output, right? Uh, So, actually, the demand of your projects, or even outputs, all these things actually need to be considered in the economic analysis, right? But in technical analysis, so this choice or selection of appropriate or optimal technology that need to be considered, and in project formulation in this stage, this study can be done. So, detailed technical analysis can be done. Even economic analysis. So here in economic analysis, so here overall benefits of our projects uh, has considered even demand of your project output. So it may be here the demand of project outputs in nothing but the whatever products or services you are offering. So in market, either your product or services have the demand or not, right? If you have the huge demand for your products or services, so ultimately that will be a positive side for your business as economic point of view, right? So it will positive side. So you will be benefited, and you will earn very good profit for business. Therefore economic analysis is also important stage in project formulation. Even project planning and design. So here in project planning and design, so is very important, and we can say it is the heart of our project, right? Project planning and design. So it's defined the sequences of events of the projects, right? Because in project planning, we are going to um, corporate, or we are going to study each and every step of our projects, because uh, based on our project planning, right, based on our project planning and design, we are going to incorporate, or we are going to implement our business idea, right, we are going to start our business. So here project planning is very very important, and one of the major steps, or one of the major stages in project formulation, right. So here the proper project planning and design can be prepared, because if we wrongly prepared the project planning, or if you have not done the planning accurately, so it is going to create problem for our entire business, right. So therefore here the project planning and design is very say important things. Even uh, time and resources are allocated for each activities. Here the in planning also we have to the consider the what type of resources are required during each and every stage of our planning, right, or step. One time. So time as well as the sources, all these things has considered in the project planning and design. Actually this is very project planning and design is very broad topic actually. And here again here expertise is required, experience is necessary while preparing the project plan, or here designing our business plan. Next important stage, that is the network analysis. So here network analysis can be represented in the form of network drawing or bar chart. So why this network analysis is important? Because this network analysis will provide very positive things to our business. That is, here we are going to consider all types of people who are directly or indirectly involved on in your business or in your enterprise. So therefore here it will help us to identify the project's inputs, even finance needed, and cost benefit profit of the projects. So because our all these aspects of the project, for example project inputs, even finance. So here it may be for example bank. So bank is also comes under your network analysis. Government scheme, so it may be central government, state government, right. Even venture capitalist, for example, in if you are seeking fund from the private sector, even your customer, even your supplier, stakeholders, even all types of beneficiaries. So these are some examples of your network analysis. So again, the network analysis will be very much useful in the project formulation. Next is the input analysis, right. So here in input analysis, it's assess the inputs requirement during the construction and operation of the projects. So it is mostly helpful in the here construction and operation of our projects. So if you see the examples of these inputs, for example materials, then equipments, machines, softwares, human resources. So these are some examples of inputs. So if we do the proper inputs analysis, so from here we will get all these inputs, or even for example material. So from here we will get the proper material or quality material, sufficient material. Even the we'll also required material on maybe on periodic basis, or we also continuously required the material. So to find out the proper source of material, even skill human resource, you also require skill human resource. So from here we will get the skill human resource. So again, to find out the sources of all these inputs. So input analysis will very much helpful in the project overall, the project implementation or overall in our business. So again, it is defined to inputs required for each activity. So during each and every activity, we identify what type of inputs are required, and based on it, we can do the proper input analysis. Even financial analysis. So here, financial analysis, at initial stage only we have to do the financial analysis. So we can able to identify what type of financial requirements are there. So here the involve estimation of project cost, even operating cost, even and funds requirements. So if we know each and everything about maybe each and everything with respect to the financial aspects of our business, so it will help us to uh, identify or to go for the proper funds or requirements of funds from the market. So estimation of the total project cost, that can be done in the financial analysis. Even the operating cost, right? Even the funds requirements, it may be from banks. So overall financial aspects of your business. So here you can easily able to find out requirements of fund from, it may be in the form of loan or through the various schemes for your business. Even it help in comparing various projects proposal on a common scale. So at very common scale, we have various project proposals, and based on these financial analysis, can easily compare or make the comparison of all these projects proposals that you have. Even investment decision involve commitment of resources in future. So so many investment decisions in the future that you take. So this based on the financial analysis. So so many benefits are there in the financial analysis. So these things has to be considered in the financial analysis. Even cost benefit analysis. So again, cost benefit analysis, it is nothing but it is a process here is used to measure the benefits of a decision or taking action minus the loss associated taking that action. So here cost as well as benefits, whatever decision we are going to take or whatever projects we are going to implement. So at initial stage, we have to calculate the cost benefit ratio of our project. So if our cost benefit ratio of our project is good, means here you have more benefits. So you can go for the uh, implement this particular project. For example, if we take the example, if we have project 1 and project 2. So for example, in project 1, so we have total cost of project 1, that is 80,000 rupees, right? But and if you see the earning total benefits of that particular project is 1 lakh 20,000. And if you make the cost benefit analysis of that respective project, so it will go around 1.5. So and we have another one project that is total having total cost 1 lakh 10,000, and the earning total their benefit, that is for example 20 lakhs. So even here, if you make the cost benefit analysis of this second project, that it may go around 1.81. So here, if we make the comparison of these two projects, so project second has more cost benefit analysis. Here it's more beneficial because it 1.81. So here second is more feasible, and we can go for the second project. So likewise, we can make the cost benefit analysis of our projects, and here we have to think, yes, we should get the more and more benefit. So if we are getting the more and more benefit of our project, so we can go for that particular projects. Even a pre-investment analysis. So in pre-investment analysis, so it is the results often from the various previous stages are consolidated to arrive at the clear conclusion. So uh, before going to invest anything in the project, so all investment related things can be analyzed in this stage. So in this stage, again, it will be helpful in the to knowing the various investment things that we are going to invest in our business. So pre-investment analysis can be done in the, again, project formulation. In the summary of this session, so here we have learned about the project formulation. The various stages are involved in the project formulation, and during each and every stage of project formulation, the role of experts are very important, because experts can only do the complete and in detail assessment of the project formulation, or the various stages of the project formulation. For example, economic analysis. So in economic analysis, so economics can give the proper justice for the economic analysis, or even the technical or technological analysis of our project. So again, here the expert who have knowledge the about the technologies or the technical things which are involved in our business, so he can able to give the proper justice to the technological or technical assessment of our project. So likewise, the role of expert as well as the resources are involved in the various stages. So here each and every stage have the in detail procedures, then stages. So it is actually very a very detailed study of our project. So in this session, the learner have learned about the project formulation and its various stages in all project formulation. So it will very helpful start our business. So in next session, we are going to study about the project appraisal. See you in next section. Thank you.